What's going on, folk? In this video, we've got quite an interesting Honda day. You know what I'm saying? We got this Honda, we got this Honda, we got that Honda, we got two more Hondas in the back. It's gonna be a Honda extravaganza, so buckle up, little shorty. You know what I'm saying? And after the intro, you already know.
DJ, the tables turned. Really back one time. Okay, don't touch.
It's so tremendous.
Tony Todd. Yo, I be the mic smoker.
Yeah. Superstars out. Brand new cars. We by the bar now. Swaying doors now. Fuck on hoes now. Smash. Cats and goals. Rock the shows. Big bang rolls. Cash. Now she go. For the team. Now she wet, don't skid. Splash. Think about posting up on the ground, man. Delete her. Whole gang in the field. We don't do bleachers. Pockets lettuce. Bitch don't think I'm ready. You got that swag. You got that salt, then sell it. Free my niggas. Cash them out, we bailin'. Saw my teacher, I was the same student fella. Now I got a lawyer. Straight cash, no settlement. I'm out my element. Out my element. My niggas the same. Don't need no clout, no fame. No clout. Bought the game. All brand new chain.
All right, so let's keep it brief because the Integra was really short, right? Well, a lot of lizards over here. So this car, as you can see with your eyes, both your eyes, look at it, you know what I'm talking about, bam, you know what I'm saying, okay. So in the video, you watched me take my little squirt bottle and I was squirting some lines that were under the intake, the air filter, and then also by the firewall. And this has to do with the fact that when I charged the car's AC a few videos back, after doing an extensive amount of work to the car, the AC leaks still. And I noticed that when driving the car that I would hear what sounds to be some kind of potential leaking noises when the AC is being turned on and off, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And it sounds like it's coming from the dashboard. And the Integras are known for the evap inside the dashboard to go bad. This car has 209,000 miles on it, so basically in the video I just ended up kind of doing a quick check to see like, hey, maybe it's another couple O-rings, nothing too crazy, but everything in that end of the chassis seems to not leak. So it just leads me to believe that as of right now I need to change the evap. So I'm probably gonna have to order one of those, take some of the dashboard apart, replace that section, kind of do that shit all over again, you know what I'm saying? So man, no, that's gross. Yeah, it kind of sucks because I'm not gonna lie, I want the AC to work in that car because it works really well. And if I can get that car to stop overheating a little bit still and to get the AC working, then that's a really good working car. The overheating thing is an issue the car has had before. And to be fair, when we first got the car, it didn't really do that. But then as time went on, it started overheating, and I think that it was just old components. You know, if you watched a few videos ago, you would have saw that, like, did the radiator, all the hoses, all kinds of, you know, a whole lot of shit, right? I actually still have some of the pieces out here. And we changed out some things and, you know, did some, you know, did a little this, a little that, but I did a Chinese hose kit on there, like the silicone hoses, but I used their clamps. And to be fair, their clamps don't really work that well. You know what I mean? So I was like, well, the kit came with the clamps. I'm like, they should work fine, you know, whatever. And one of the first leaks that car had was from the clamp not being able to be tightened enough or strong enough. A lot of times the Chinese clamps, when you get them, when you put like real muscle to them, like when you use like a ratchet instead of like a screwdriver, when you use those and you go kind of past the limit, they skip, they break. I've broken several of those clamps, you know what I'm saying? Versus like an American clamp, you can put a ratchet on it and you can really clamp like crazy, you know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things. So I think I'm gonna have to go back and probably end up replacing like all the clamps except for like 4, you know what I mean? So that's a lot of clamps to replace, unfortunately. But so yeah, that's kind of where we're at with the Integra. And now we gonna move on from there. You heard?
Yo, y'all know what time it is. Black flag on everything. Stay protected. Move real smooth. Know what I'm saying? Don't spare none. Let's go.
Hey, black flag all on my mic. I've been known to spend a lot like Bob Barker, the price is right. Being broke, my kryptonite. Being rich, my superpower. Smoking on these bitter niggas. In my hood, we call it sour. From the south side of FLA. Been through Dade and Broward. Musty ass kush on me, smelling like a golden shower. Yeah, I like my weed louder. Bitches better, niggas realer. I don't play about my family, about my business, about my skrilla. Take these niggas to Escuela. Nigga, I speak Espanol. I don't deal with pussy niggas. Never hang with messy hoes. Hanging with them Cubans, boy, you thought he was from Mexico. One love to my Jamaican niggas, I say to all my Zoes. I don't even speak Creole, bitch, I only speak my mind. If my music made you deaf, then bitch, my jury made you blind. Did it all with one flow, niggas used to double time. Yeah, I used to smart talk, but now I had to dumb it down. Straight Reconcile, bitch, I'm blowing up the spot. I'm a Carrot City nigga, man, y'all hoes must have forgot. I am not an emo rapper, and I ain't no fucking herd, nigga. I was whooping ass since the first, second, and third, nigga. Girls that be in love with me be the type to curve niggas. Yo hoes take a cockatoo, so that bitch a bird, nigga. Could be in the firm, nigga. Look at what I earn, nigga. I'ma keep it P. Only thing missing is a perm, nigga. Hey, black flag all on my mic. I've been known to spend a lot like Bob Barker, the price is right. Being broke, my kryptonite. Being rich, my superpower. Smoking on these bitter niggas. In my hood, we call it sour. From the south side of FLA. Been through Dade and Broward. Musty ass kush on me, smelling like a golden shower. Yeah, I like my weed louder. Bitches better, niggas realer. I don't play about my family, about my business, about my skrilla.
Brown flag on my steering wheel. I'm so stuck, I'm stirring still. Fucked up, had an oil spill. This Draco built like Bushwick Bill. Like I'm from New York, I'm a red boy and router. Pull out this long nose revolver like Howdy. Coolin' that South Park, high as fuck like Towel. Sippin' on Crayola, slap boy full of Maui. I'm so caught up with the burn bird berry. Pants sack, my dick boss too heavy. Turn this noodle pack into spaghetti, then ride with his body on the hood of the Chevy. FLA, what the fuck is the deal? Bitch, I'm straight out of Texas, we keepin' it trill. Got Kill Bill, yummy, got King of the Hill. I'm a activist, sit by, I stay crackin' seals, cocaine, get a hit, and $100 bill. I'ma delete them millimeters, not for real. I cut off them people, you just like to feel. I'm beefing with alligators, cause I killed their cousin just to make his bitch ass in the boost. They handle to the bone, I'm strong with the roots. Got a mouth full of diamonds, looking like food in the noose. They know I'm the truth, make them disappear, poof. Hit from the back, make the pussy go poof. Trap house in the south, got shooters on the roof. I'm a dog head Mexican, hoof. They know I'm the truth, make them disappear, poof. Hit from the back, make the pussy go poof. Trap house in the south, got shooters on the roof. I'm a dog head Mexican, hoof, hoof, hoof.
Hey, black flag all on my mic. I've been known to spend a lot like Bob Barker, the price is right. Being broke, my kryptonite. Being rich, my superpower. Smoking on these bitter niggas. In my hood, we call it sour. From the south side of FLA. Been through Dade and Broward. Musty ass kush on me, smelling like a golden shower. Yeah, I like my weed louder. Bitches better, niggas realer. I don't play about my family, about my business, about my skrilla.
Life's a calculated risk with ways to get rich. My right hand always got the itch. That's when I learned life's a bitch, and things ain't been the same ever since. Fuck it, you don't like what I have to say? Suck it, wouldn't have it any other way. Mighty stealthy, family and friends healthy. The difference between being rich and being wealthy. Yeah, this is not an act. You can have your own opinions, but not your own facts. Right, power to the people. We are all created equal. Left, right, black, white, now there's no more symmetry. Hateful misery, evil runs vividly. The world's full of racist and bigotry. It was all so simple, can it be? Ever sit back, wonder, gazing into the sky? The questions, you wanna ask God why? The lessons, life goes on anyway. The blessings, you gotta live life every day. To my man Bobby Rich, God bless your life. To all my fallen soldiers, God bless your life. I get a funny feeling when I'm gazing out the glass ceiling. When does the pain pass and start healing? Cause tomorrow's not promised, and I'm stressed out to be honest. I need to chill on vacation, but I'm filled with frustration, bills and obligations. I used to wanna rob banks, now I give praise and say thanks. And there's hope for tomorrow, tears of joy drowned out the sorrow. Odds against you seems improbable. You gotta dodge those obstacles. You gotta do the impossible. And after that, who knows? I live my life in the...
So I'm not sure how it's gonna work out because during this video, I ended up kind of jumping back and forth between cars. So, was doing this car. Maybe I'll just try to edit the video so that way it's all one car at a time. I don't know. We'll see how it kind of goes. Yeah, I'll just do it. I'll just edit it that way. That way it'll probably make it a little easier for you guys to watch and understand. So, let's go over the future waffle car. As you can see here, got a lot of wiring stuff going on, and I got a lot of other things going on. So, weird thing. All right, let's just start with the beginning. Change the throttle body because, let's go over here. Got everything, as you can see, we a little bit packed and stacked at the moment. So I changed the throttle body because this throttle body has this. This is an idle air control valve for a single cam motor, which is that. But this idle air control valve is in the bottom of the throttle body. There is a large slit here, and that's where the air passes through, and that helps control, you know, the idle air control. But when you have a certain type of manifold, which is this one, your idle air control is here. So it's on the intake manifold, not the throttle body. So this car would hunt for idle like crazy, and it would just go, and like, it was really wild. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm like, that's a little bit, you know, much for, you know, what's going on here. So I figured I'd just replace that throttle body with this one. This throttle body is originally off of my silver car, way over there. So I'm like, okay, that's the original throttle body. I'll put that on there. And I think technically it's a little bit larger than the original one by like 1 or 2 mil, like nothing crazy. And I'm like, all right, well, you know, a little bit better throttle body, and I'll get rid of that weird idle hunting thing that seems to be wanting to do. Change it out, fire up the car, still does it. I'm like, all right, so that's not the answer, unfortunately, because you can see it doesn't have that section in here. It has one over here, and that is so the air passages goes to that idle air control valve there. So it really, yeah, it's really interesting to say the least. It still hunts for idle. When I had the other throttle body in it, when I covered up that port, the idle smoothed out. So I'm just like, well, why did it smooth out here but not with the throttle body that's missing that section? So it's like, I don't know. It's kind of weird. To be honest, in my silver car, I don't even run the idle air control valve. I just run it to where it's at like a certain range of, you know what I mean? When it fires up, when the engine's cold, the idle's super low, and then you drive normal, it kind of does its thing, whatever. After a car warms up, the idle's 800 RPM or so, 1,000 RPM. Works out for the most part. A little bit annoying when it's cooler out, you know, it is what it is, right? So this happens, I change the throttle body, and then I move the car, as you watch me push it from here to here. Now the reason I pushed it is because out of nowhere, the battery was dead. The battery's over here somewhere. So the battery was dead, right? And I'm just like, yo, that's kind of weird. The battery's been getting kind of worse. I'm like, okay, you know, like it was an older battery, and I'm just like, all right, whatever, who cares? Then I realized that the starter is turning itself on. It's not engaging, it's just spinning and then shutting off, then randomly spinning and shutting off. And I said, oh, the signal must be doing that. So I pulled the signal and it kept doing it anyway. So I said, man, that's super weird. This thing shouldn't be doing that. That's not how that works. So that leads us to the starter extravaganza now. So pull out the old starter, which is this one, put the new starter in, right? Now here's where we get funky. So I put the new starter in, fire up the car. At first the car didn't want to quite fire up, and I'm just like, that's kind of weird. So I put this battery in here out of that car, and I'm just like, all right, We gonna put the battery in there. It's got better voltage, so I don't have to keep running, you know what I'm saying, the battery charger. That's not a jumper, it's a charger. So I'm like, all right, you know, I'm tired of going back and forth. I'm just like, I kind of want to like put this starter in here. Now I had to modify the starter to fit, which is weird because it shouldn't have to, because it's a single cam starter. So it's an automatic starter, even though it's supposed to be a manual one, or it could be like an automatic and manual at the same time. But I can see that the housing shape here is different between the two. However, with that being said, nothing has shown me evidence that that has been an issue between the two. The issue has been that when I insert this starter, it doesn't want to go in. And if it does want to go in, it wants to be pitched at a different angle to slide in all the way, which I thought was kind of weird. So that's why I had to modify the holes and a couple things in the starter to make it fit this in the correct orientation to be bolted. With this being said, I'm not sure exactly what happened. Something somewhere at some time didn't like something I was doing, and now the car currently gets no power. It's not because the battery's unplugged, but now with the key, I've got nothing. And what's even stranger is at this very moment in time, I have power to the battery, I have power to the starter, I have power to the fuse box, and I have no key, nothing, right? So it's like everything is powered from here forward, and anything from here back is dead. I did test to see if I got any power to the fuse box that is underneath the dashboard over here, and everything seemed to have no power except for like 3 fuses. Technically speaking, I don't think majority of that stuff is even powered until the car's on anyways, but I don't know. I'd have to kind of like go back through it. I'll just do like a general test, see how many things just had 12 volts with the battery plugged in kind of thing, you know what I'm saying, going on. So it is a little strange that this happened. So now I came and start the car. When I started the car with that starter in it, I heard a wild noise and I go, oh, I think the flywheel's rubbing the starter. So I'm like, all right, so I pulled it back out. And some of this stuff's off camera because I did it on and off, on and off, on and off, modify the starter, on and off. So many times I'm just like, there's only so many times you're gonna watch me pull a starter, you know what I mean? So that's kind of where this car's at right now, which I find it really strange. No fuses are popped. So I'm thinking somewhere there's a line or a wire or I guess something that I mean, I'm talking about, like, it's just wild because like we're talking about the power goes to the starter, literally to the battery, and the battery's power goes literally to the fuse box. So like that's 2 wires, and then the starter signal from the key to here, like that's it. So something got funny somewhere. I think I might have ended up moving something or bumping something, or maybe there's a break in the wire somewhere, or some kind of weird little extravaganza, an issue, you know what I'm saying? Some kind of weird little something. Still have this, you know, ground cable. There's one here. I mean, technically speaking, the chassis harness is grounded here to the clutch reservoir. I mean, a clutch plate adapter thing, whatever you call that. So like, technically everything is grounded with like the amount of grounds it needs. So I find it really strange that I'm having this issue. It could be a power delivery problem, but like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Very strange. I'm having like the time of my life with the Hondas right now, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where we're at with this car. I'll probably do some more off-camera diagnosing to see what I can kind of find out. I actually want to start driving this car for a little bit because, as you'll see, we got some other things happening that you're gonna find out about, little shorty. So stick around, check it out. You heard? Okay, little shoulders. This car. Let's talk about this car. if you've watched my videos in the past, more recently, you'll know this car had its own little small trials and tribulations. All right, cool, whatever. I've been having trials and tribulations in the top end of this motor. Everything sounds good, but when it's time for VTEC, I get a lot of metal sound, I get a lot of not good sounding shit, and I can't be having that because I can't be damaging this really expensive engine with something stupid like that. If you remember, I took the 2050 weight oil out of my silver Civic and I put it in here and it improved it. So that lets me think one of two things. One, either the lost motion assemblies, which in the bottom of the rocker cover, or underneath the cams, I should say, in the head, they're probably bad. This is an older version of this engine. So it's like, okay, they could be bad, nothing too crazy. All right, boom. With that, it's like, if I replace those when the motor's out, it's not the end of the world. However, my issue is that if it's not those, then that means I have a low oil pressure issue. So that would mean either my oil sump pickup is clogged, which is possible. Oh, man. This thing be leaking its ass off too. I forgot about that. I gotta fix that, or I gotta get I gotta get something underneath there to catch all that bullshit. But so yeah, either the oil pump is potentially just getting old and tired and not pushing enough oil pressure to the top of the motor to make VTEC engage, or the sump could be clogged, or combination of all three, or only one part. So you watch me tool around back here in the back of the block. Here we go. So that way I could put this old school oil pressure sensor on the back, right? Here's the OEM one, this little guy here. And the problem is that this is a metric thread pitch, metric size, metric thread pitch that does not match my American shit right here. You know what I'm saying? This is an old school autometer gauge that I got back in the probably like 03, somewhere around there. So probably 03, maybe 04, right around that time frame. So like this is an old gauge, but it's like it's very simple. And I used to run it in this Civic back in the day before I turboed the car. I forget why, you know, you buy gauges and shit, you know what I'm saying, boom, whatever. But back before this car was turbocharged, I used to run that gauge on this car. And somewhere along the line, I lost the fitting adapter for that, right? The oil feed line I have in there, from what I can see, goes straight into the back of the block to the turbo. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like direct plug and play type shit. So like that worked out in its own way, where this is not the same thing, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah. So now I'm waiting on a fitting. I thought that piece screwed into the back of the block, but it doesn't. Also, what's difficult for you to see is that this motor, the motor in that car, have an oil cooler factory, right? So there's a little round disc that's about, I say little, but it's probably like 2.5 inches to 2.5 inches deep or so. And it's got a coolant that goes through it and then back out of it. And then when I was pretending to install this little guy here, it was touching it and rubbing against it. So I'm hoping that that's not the case and I can actually put the fitting on the block, put this on the block, and then run it. I know I probably had some kind of solution for it when I had it on that car back in the day. Just not sure what that was. You know what I mean? So only the VTEC motors have a factory oil cooler as part of their system too. So it's like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like there's a couple little things that are all part of like this scenario, this whole thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's kind of what I'm dealing with at the moment with this car. So this car is not exactly like a standstill. It's just like a, how do I put it? It's like it's not a standstill, but it's just like, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's kind of dumb, but like I really need to check to make sure that I have oil pressure from the bottom of the engine, because if I do have oil pressure from the bottom of the motor, I kind of know like, okay, I got really good pressure down here. I can eliminate the fact that it's an oil pump or, you know, whatever else at the bottom. So it's mostly top end related. I still need to order the parts to the top end anyways, but that's going to determine if I order an oil pump and a pickup at the same time. You know what I mean? Just Add it to the list of things. Like the motor in general runs really good as long as you're not in VTEC. So like, you know what I'm saying? But I don't want to keep beating up this motor just to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to keep tearing this thing up just because, like, I don't know. Let's see if I fix that. See if, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to, if I can check the oil pressure, see if it's good, and it's okay, the oil pressure's good, you know, don't need a pump, don't need this, don't need that. Get the parts that I need for it, pull it out, do all the gaskets, change all the fucking things, whatever, and then stick it in the other car sooner than later. You know what I'm talking about? So, with that being said, let's go to the next little thing. Show it. You know what I'm saying?
Say gonna wanna
Run that back, turbo.
I'm gonna wanna fuck her too. She'll catch up on the AR, how you did that? Track out, lift up when you take off, how you did that?
You put switches on all your blickies, how you did that? Your LV back turned to a legit, how you did that?
I seen that duck turn to a Louis, how you did that? That look like a brand new booty, how you did that?
You got face stones and no real watch it, how you did that?
You hear some skeletons in your closet, why you did that?
How you yelling slack, slack, how I kill a cat, yeah. Hopping around in a two-tone Maybach, pillows in the back, let's go. Too many rounds in the Phillies, AK, someone gon' get wet. How you gon' get more, you still owe me, how you gon' do that?
Snatch a Ruger bag, give a nigga yak attack. I get my shooter whack.
Okay. As we see, I was in the same state it was the other week. It's been like almost 2 weeks now I think about it. It's been like 2 weeks this car's been like this. It drives me fucking crazy. I hate it when I have cars that are down. I don't like cars being down. And right now I have, technically the red car's not working. That car's not working. This car's not working. This car technically works. We'll get there, you'll see. Anyways, so I finally got the new tires in for the S13, and we haven't filled the stretch all the way. You know what I mean? When I had the hand cooked tires and I put them on there, they managed to stretch and do their thing. Even though this is the same size tire, I think technically the hand cook was wider, and that's why this is having such a hard time stretching. So the hand cook, I got to stretch no issue. This thing currently has 70 PSI in the fucking tank. There's a lot of pressure in here. I WD-40'd it several times to like really get some lubrication going, and I can't get it to pop over the bead. Now, with this being said, if I can't get this, you know what I'm saying? If I can't get this to pop on the rest of the way, then I'm gonna have to order 225/40s, and I really don't want to do that. However, based on general measuring of the wheel, it's like an 11. So it's like, it would make sense a 225/35 tire being a small sidewall, not super wide on an 11 is quite the stretch. As you can tell, that thing is struggling its ass off over there, right? This is a 225/40 on a 10.5, and that's a race style tire, which means that usually they're a little taller and they're already naturally a little bit wider. Now, with that being said, I don't like the look of this tire. The tire itself is a cool, good tire, but I wanted a, short and then squared up, little guy for, this car here. I think it'd be kind of cool. So it's like with what's going on here, it's like, well, I may need to go to a 225/40 tire instead of a 225/35. But at the same time, I had just put a 225/35 tire on here. That's what I really want, is this small little tire that's like stretched looking crazy. That way, one, it fits no problem in my wheel well here. And then two, like it'll have clearance on, side skirts and bumpers and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And then also with such a stretch, it'll give me clearance in the fender well zone too. So it's like a bunch of things kind of all at the same time. Now, I could run the 40 series sidewall. I just don't like the way it looks. You know what I mean? And then if I buy one that's a 40 series sidewall, well, I mean, I might as well get a tire that like looks halfway decent. I like squared looking tires, which, maybe something like, I don't know. It's probably the best example, but something kind of like this, to where the tire sidewall is like square and then it meets up with the edge of the wheel, right? And when you stretch a squared tire, it looks more like this, right? So I kind of like the way this looks a little bit better than like when you have a tire that's round. I don't have any tires that are round. Yeah. When you have a tire that's round and stretched, it looks like this just like balloon shaped arch bullshit. It looks fucking bad. I don't like it. The tires I took off of the wheels had that look to them. Just this big round balloon with some fucking grooves in it for tread. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't like that look. I like a more purposeful tire, a more purposeful look. You know what I mean? It looks way better. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that I'm still able to get this tire stretched on and get it on here. If I can't get this tire on here, then I'm not even gonna bother with the other one because the other wheel's just sitting there now. So if I can't get this on and stretched, because there's a possibility I might not be able to, then I'm gonna take these tires back off, hopefully without damaging them, and I'm gonna go 225 40s, and I'll probably end up doing a tire like this, something a little bit cooler, because I mean, hopefully not like a 200 tread wear tire, because I think that's a little too much, like a 300 tread wear tire, but like to where the tire design is more squared. So if I can find something like that, then I think switching over to a 225 40 probably won't look so bad. But you know, the other aspect of it too that, you know, we forget about is the difference in sidewall is a lot of difference in wheel height too. So just by putting these these tires on these wheels, it's gonna drop the front of this car probably like half an inch, which is actually a lot because the car sits pretty much level. And with that, that means the nose will be down a touch, right? So that means the skirt's gonna sit down. That means I can't put the wheel up in the chassis more. So like, if that doesn't work out at this point, it may not be the end of the world. It's gonna suck because I spent, you know, good money on these damn tires, and I don't really have money to just keep buying tires over and over and over. I'll have to just try to like sell these on Marketplace or something like that, you know, kind of see how that goes. So, or at least, you know, get most of the money back type shit, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever it costs to pay for the new tires, you know what I mean? So I mean, lose a little bit of money, kind of sucks, but I mean at the same time, you know what I mean? So we'll kind of see how that goes, how that rolls. Everything is just like literally riding on how this turns out. If I get this to pop on and stretch, I think it'll look pretty good, but it's pretty damn stretched as it is right now. So I don't know if she'll really want to go more. One way to find out though, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, I told you it was a Honda video. And it is. This is just like a brief segment because I was like, oh, the tires came in. I'm going to throw them on the car real quick. And then here we are, not throwing on nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, let's look at some more shit. Let's shout it.
K-47 pointed at your motherfucking ass. Try to treat me like a hoe. I got to shoot your ass fast. All up in my face about some scandalous funky ass hoe. SPADE is been to let you motherfuckers know. Jockin' ain't too lucky. Look, my nigga, you gon' wind up dead laid off in the bitch. We threw bullets in your fucking head. Pimpin' this was making money up in 1994. Niggas make a clientele, motherfuckers doing no better act somebody busted.
We're gonna hit the video wrap up. I mean, that's what you want to call it. So, if you've been watching the channel, you'll know that this silver Civic, my EK hatch, is my primary vehicle, my daily driver, and also track car. I do both. Gotta do both of them, you know what I'm saying? Can't do one, gotta do it all or do nothing, you know what I'm saying? Boom, whatever. So you see that I pressure washed the bay in this car because this thing leaks oil like fucking crazy. And this car has always driven me nuts with how much oil it leaks. It leaks oil from every single seal in the transmission, in the engine, everything. It leaks everywhere, every gasket, everything. I can't stand it, it drives me nuts. So that's also why I bought all new seals, gaskets, and everything for the Civic, the motor in the red Civic. Boom, you know what I'm saying? So if you don't know, because you don't watch my channel, or you're new here, this car, like I said, is my daily driver and my track driver. I bought the red car for the GSR swap that's in it because this motor, V20 VTEC, the rings started not losing compression, but started getting what do you call that shit? Oh yeah, blow by. And out of my catch can, it kept pushing oil out of my catch can, so I was losing oil in the motor. So I'm just like, all right, if I didn't have the catch can, it wouldn't lose the oil in the motor. It would probably just burn it through the valves and the exhaust and just smoke come out the tailpipe. So it needs rings. But other than that, the motor actually runs absolutely fantastic because it's just moving the car from like over there back to over here, like engine runs, that thing runs good. And I hate, it drives me kind of nuts, to be honest with you. The thing runs damn good. But I know with how that motor runs versus how the Red Civic runs really damn good. So I got some other plans too, and it involves this block, the head from this, and my very first Civic hatchback. But we're not here to talk about that right now. That's gonna be us later, shawty. So anyways, see me pressure washing the car. In the video, you see me pressure washing the top, but it's on jack stands with the wheels off so I can get in the wheel wells because I've already had axles explode on me. And then I'm trying to clean up all the zone, clean the coilovers a little bit. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of like, you know, tire chunks and dirt, which I actually need to like kind of hammer the wheel wells. And like, as you can see in here, like I got some clearancing to do. I got some clearance, you know what I mean? And then also I had to pressure wash underneath the car here, because if you look, it's kind of nasty over there, you know what I mean? So I pressure washed all this stuff, and if you also look close, you see the header's still gross. So like I didn't get everything off, but in general, like it's a lot nicer in here. Most of the control arms are clean, subframes are a lot cleaner than they were, transmission's cleaner, engine's cleaner, air compressor's way cleaner. So it's like, it's been doing good. It's been doing good. And then don't look at that right there. I gotta try to fix that too. I gotta try to fix the header right there. Weld like a bolt to it and like try to beat it back out, pull it back out or something, like cut it back off, because that really sucks. It's a 160 horsepower motor. It's not like it's like losing horsepower. Oh my God. But like, I don't like it. I don't want that one cylinder having to deal with this bullshit. Plus, at the same time, when I've owned the car at first, it had headers that were crushed in the bottom, and it made the car sound like a Subaru the whole time. So I want to be as far away from the Subaru sound as I can humanly be. You know what I'm saying? So we got a lot of swapping, switching, whatever you want to call it. We got a lot of little things to do. You know what I mean? So pressure wash the bay in the Civic. Originally, I was gonna pull the motor out of the Red Civic first and then get it ready, and then just pull the motor out of the silver car and then do the engine swap, that kind of thing. I realized that I can't really drive this car anyways. So I'm actually gonna pull the motor out of that car first. I also want to paint the engine bay in that car. So my idea is, I was originally gonna paint it Brembo Gold, because that's the color I would like to paint the car. But I started thinking about it more recently, and I think I'm actually gonna paint the engine bay black, gloss black. And that way, because the car has AC and it still has like all the lines and all these extra ass bullshit, I think that I'm gonna do that, because by painting it all gloss black, it tones the bay itself down, right? And I love shiny, so it's not gonna be satin black or matte black, flat black, none of that shit. A nice gloss black bay will always look mean, will always look clean, and then the engine that's gonna go in it from that car into this one, I'm gonna do all the gaskets, all the seals, all the stuff. I'm gonna give it a little light detail, so I paint it up, make it look nice. That way, it'll help hide all the daily driver stuff, you know what I'm saying, that's in there. You know, all the brake lines. I'm painting the fucking brake lines black, all that shit. Just paint it all fucking black, all one color, so it all kind of blends together so they're less noticeable, right? And then that way, I want the engine to be bright and shiny, nice colored valve cover painted, engine all shiny, transmission all shiny silver, so like everything looks like engine super fresh, super clean. So when you pop the hood, it focuses more on the engine with a nice clean intake manifold, or as clean as I can get it, you know what I'm saying, and a nice, you know what I'm saying, like as good looking as I can possibly have it, you know what I mean? So we gonna do that, you know what I mean? So like, yeah, this motor isn't in this car, it's a little bit dirty. You know, aluminum, once it kind of gets like this, is kind of it. I'm still gonna go back and still try to detail this motor as best that I can. I'm going to leave this valve cover on it for the time being, because to be honest, it's really cool. This is like an unmolested valve cover, still original wrinkle black, like no one's cut anything on this. Even though I have this valve cover, which I'm gonna put on it later, I have this yellow one. So like I have a stock one that's yellow. I'm gonna cut the cam gear section out of it, but like that's kind of it, you know what I mean? So like, I don't know, I think it's gonna be really cool. And with this car, I can't remember if I put it in the video or not, but I put this fuel oil on here because I had a suspicion of fuel pressure being not where it should be in this motor. And now I have the gauge, the regulator, that's the regulator that came with the car. This gauge and fuel rail setup actually came with my silver car when I bought it, and I was supposed to put it on that car, but since everything was working, there was no real point in me doing that. Now what I have here, I have a gauge on here where I can see fuel pressure, and I'm saying like, and I'll probably have to adjust the fuel pressure again because this car probably has a stock fuel pump in it. So like, my car's got a Warble 255, which is good for well beyond the power this will ever see. So like, you know, boom, right? So we change it up. I can now read fuel pressure. I'm cool with that. This motor runs really good in general, but I just got to figure out a couple little small funny things with it. I'm going to change a couple things in the future. Spark plug wires being one of them. I have this new spark plugs for it, which I have to clean after getting fouled out. A couple little weird things going on with this that I'd like to solve before I pull it out. But I mean, to be honest, in general, it runs and it drives. So if I just seal it back up, put the new clutch and flywheel that I have for this car in, then we're pretty much ready to rock. You know what I mean? If you don't also know, the idea is I'm going to take the engine and transmission out of my silver car, that one, boom, my B20 VTEC setup, and put it in that car. But in the video, I'm pretty sure I included the video. In the video, you will have seen in some random segment, which, you know, I'll explain to you now. There's a VTEC head on that motor, right? B20 VTEC. B20s don't come VTEC. So I ended up picking up local this head here, and it looks rather nice inside here, which is cool. I mean, somebody could have pressure washed it or did some, you know, extra ass shit. I mean, who knows, you know what I'm saying? Boom, whatever. However, in general, it looks nice in here. I hope that nothing's bad, nothing's crazy. I have a valve cover. I still have to source an intake manifold for it. And the idea is I'm gonna put the B20 swap into this car, and then I'm gonna sell this car and move it on. I love EK hatches, and I would absolutely love to make this an all-wheel drive car. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, or like all-wheel drive K-Series car. You know what I'm saying? So like turbo K-Series, all-wheel drive, and like make this car look sick, and like take this fucking thing to track and just do some wild shit. You know what I'm saying? I would love to do that, but unfortunately, the budget doesn't call for that. You know what I'm saying? So I have to get rid of this car. And to make matters worse, I got to try to get as much of my money back out of this car because I got to continue to pay the bills around here. You know what I mean? So it's like, I have to sell that car. And it really sucks because like the big Honda thing is like, okay, the brown Civic, that's going to be the waffle car, right? So like once this car is cleaned up, painted and everything, and you guys vote on all the cool shit, and once I start driving it around, make sure everything's working like it's supposed to, do the whole thing, that car will move on to one of you guys. So that'll be really cool. It'd be really cool if I could have my daily driver / track car, light track car, I should say, my very first Civic, which I want to turn into an entire carbon fiber car, everything. Hood and bumper are already carbon, but they're destroyed, but like that's kind of what I've got. I want to do fenders, doors, quarter panels, bumper, Lexan windows, roof, like the full 9, like hatch, like all that shit, right? And the idea is to make this car put a full cage in it, convert it to right-hand drive, and take my turbo B16 setup that's in here already, which is not a very good one, but that's kind of where it's at, right? That's my original shit here. Take this and then just fully rebuild it, fully refresh it, make the car absolutely wild as fuck. You know what I'm saying? That's right, it dumped rust on the floor. The idea is to take that car, make it a full carbon car, turbocharge that motor, and make it somewhat responsive, and probably make around 450 wheel horsepower. Nothing, not some 900 horsepower crazy bullshit, fucking whatever. Like 450 horsepower, but like the idea of the car is like as lightweight as we can possibly get it. You know what I mean? So that car would be cool. And then it would be awesome, again, if the budget was available, to do like an Turbo K series all-wheel drive setup in this to where I could take this racing. You know what I mean? Put like a basic roll cage in it and then just leave it light. Don't do anything over the top. Make it look cool and then just really fast. Take it around, have fun, you know, typical hurt feelings, talk shit, you know what I'm saying? Like the old school days, right? I think that'd be really cool to do. Fortunately, right now, that's not where we're at. Also, to do that would cost a lot of money. And I think for less money, I could have my car fully juiced and done, my lowrider. So like, I would kind of almost rather do the lowrider anyways, instead of that car first. I got projects. So with all that being said, Honda Civic extravaganza in the whole world, talking about all that bullshit, whatever. All this shit has been pushing that car in the fucking back burner. I'm supposed to be working on this car. The S13 is supposed to be the car that I want to work on right now, but the squeaky wheel gets the grease and that's not squeaking like this shit's squeaking, right? This is it's an absolute mess right now. I'm gonna call it 3 dead Hondas because even though those 2 actually work and this one actually still works, I'm gonna call it 3 dead Hondas. You see, I've already moved this car forward more. The idea is get the gauge on that car going. When that car is going, pull it back outside, get it out of here, push this car forwards, and then get this car inside here. And then once this car's inside here, I'll pull the motor out here. So, you know, she don't gotta stay out there like that. Car's not exactly watertight, you know what I'm saying? So get that back in here, do that shit, move this car out of the way. And then I'm gonna be doing a suspension switch extravaganza one more time again between the red car and maybe this car and maybe that car too. Like, I don't know. We'll see where everything kind of lands, just because there's a lot of shit here, you know what I mean? So like I said, I'm trying to maximize a lot of things right now. So I don't know, we'll see how it all goes. Yeah. You're gonna stick around for it, shorty. You're gonna stick around. I don't know how long this video is gonna be, but that's okay. You're here for the ride anyways. I really wanna work on this. And I really want the AC to work on this car too. I ain't gonna front. I'm looking into ways to get the AC to just jump off and try to get shit to be a little bit more manual, you know what I'm saying? So I think what I might do for this car, might as well give you an update, fuck it, because we're here, right? I think for this car, right now it's missing the AC line, it's missing the AC compressor, the condenser, and I had the condenser and all that stuff here, but I think I threw it away when I moved here, so I don't know where it's at. I haven't seen it in a while. So I'm gonna try to probably buy a universal AC compressor, electric AC compressor system. Bolt the compressor to like where the factory zone is, or like mount it frame rail or whatever the fuck nearby, right? Because it's an electric compressor, so it doesn't matter where it goes technically. But it comes with the condenser and it comes with universal lines. So if I can get the universal lines to go to the condenser, to the compressor, to the factory airbox, and then just get the factory airbox to turn on, then I can rock factory air with AC. Boom. And it'd be cool having an electric air compressor because then it won't run off the motor and like it really matters, you know what I'm saying? But it'll be really cool to have that whole combination in this car. And if it doesn't work out exactly whatever, then, you know, we'll kind of figure out from there. But that whole kit is, I think, like $450, $500. So like, it's really not bad. So like, if I can essentially put AC in the car, everything said and done, even though it's all Chinese shit, for like $500. I mean, shit, if it lasts 2 years and I got to replace like a compressor, or I don't know, a line or some shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not so bad. You know what I mean? Especially if I can get it to like kind of work with the factory airbox, factory HVAC system, but then also run electric, you know what I'm saying? I know what you're thinking. How you gonna run the load, shorty? Well, let me tell you something. It's called a Nissan Quest alternator. The SR20 has the lowest amperage that puts out between the S chassis. The K alternator puts out more amperage, so you can do that upgrade, the K one, and then to upgrade past KA, you get a Nissan Quest alternator, the minivan. So you got to modify a couple things to get it on there. So I could just go to the store, buy a Nissan Quest alternator, or just order one, because that's probably a better idea, and modify it, put it in there, and then I'm rocking. You know what I'm saying? My black S13 back in the day had a KA alternator in it because I killed the SR one after a while. You know what I mean? So it's, yeah, we got a lot of things going on. And there's only one guy, and I'm doing a lot of things off the video camera because I got house shit going on, and I have other things going on, you know, wood and, you know, cars for customers and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things still going on behind the scenes. So cut your boy a little break, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing what I can, what I got sometimes. Sometimes what I got's not a lot, but I'm gonna make it rock, you know what I'm saying? So with all that being said, let's shouty. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you don't follow my shit or whatever the case is, just know this is a Waffle Civic. We got it coming up. I have a few videos on it, so that way it kind of explains it a little bit better, a little bit more. And hopefully if you're within the 48 states in North America, you're gonna be excited for that car because you'll be able to win it for really cheap in the future. And the best part about it is it involves you, the followers and subscribers of the channel and Instagram, to vote on different parts of the car. So literally whatever you vote is what we end up doing in the car. So yeah, hope you guys are excited. Hope you enjoy the video. With everything else, you know what I'm saying? We gonna rock till we pop, little shorty, all right? So boom, remember in your life, always stay sucker free.
Until it's too late, well, you won't even know it.